My husband's ex-wife showed up at our door with 3 suitcases. What she told me changed our marriage overnight. My husband's ex-wife showed up at our door with 3 suitcases. What she told me changed our marriage overnight. And now she lives in our guest bedroom while my husband sleeps on the couch. I'd never met Vanessa before she appeared on our doorstep that rainy Tuesday evening. After 5 years of marriage to David, I knew her only through wedding photos he'd hidden in storage and the occasional bitter comment about their toxic relationship that ended a decade ago. I am sorry to intrude, she said, mascara streaking down her face. I wouldn't be here if I had anywhere else to go. David froze when he saw her, his face draining of color before he could speak. Vanessa looked directly at me and said, T, here's something you need to know about your husband. Something he's been hiding from both of us for 15 years. She opened her phone and showed me medical records dated 3 months earlier. For pancreatic cancer, terminal 3 to 6 months to live. The hospital called me as his emergency contact, she explained. He never changed it after our divorce. When I confronted him about why he hadn't told anyone, he begged me to keep his secret. I turned to David, who couldn't meet my eyes. Is this true? His silence was all the confirmation I needed that night. As Vanessa slept in our guest room, David finally confessed everything. He'd been diagnosed 4 months ago, but couldn't bring himself to tell me. I watched my father die from the same cancer, he whispered. I saw what it did to my mother, minus the caretaking, the grief, the financial ruin. I couldn't put you through that. Instead, he'd been secretly traveling to treatments, telling me they were business trips. He'd set up a separate insurance policy and medical team. He'd been planning to go on a solo trip in his final weeks so I wouldn't have to watch him deteriorate. And Vanessa? I asked. Why is she here now? Because I told her I still hadn't told you, she answered from the doorway, and I refused to let him die with you in the dark. No one deserves that, no matter how much he thinks he's protecting you. That night changed everything. I moved David's things to our first floor office, converting it to a bedroom so he wouldn't have to manage the stairs as his condition worsened. Vanessa, who'd been a nurse for 20 years, offered to stay and help with his care. I may not love him anymore, she told me privately, but I was with him for 12 years. I can't just walk away knowing he's facing this alone. It's been 2 months now. Our unusual household has settled into a routine. Vanessa handles medications and medical appointments, her professional experience navigating the healthcare system proving invaluable. I focus on making David's remaining time meaningful, minus arranging visits with friends, documenting his stories for his nieces and nephews, simply being present at night. Vanessa and I often sit on the porch after David falls asleep, sharing stories about the different versions of the same man we both married. Sometimes we laugh, sometimes we cry, often we do both. Yesterday, David's oncologist suggested hospice care. As we sat together processing the news, David reached for both our hands. I spent months trying to die alone, he said. Now I can't imagine facing this without both of you. Sometimes family looks nothing like we expect. Sometimes the people who help us through our darkest moments aren't who we would have chosen. And sometimes the greatest act of love is simply showing up at someone's door with the truth, no matter how painful it might be.